We are glad to have y'all with us on this Monday night, and I want to talk about building relationships in business. Building relationships in business. Uh, and when I say that, I don't want y'all to assume or think that I'm just talking about big business. I'm talking about billion dollar companies and billion dollar corporations. And I'm talking about you that are listening, that are trying to establish and start your business up and get your thing running and get it off the ground. And you may be coming across a few roadblocks and bumps in the road that you feel may be holding you back, or there may be some things that you don't have the knowledge of that you feel is preventing you from going to the next levels. Because establishing business, and I don't want to talk like I'm some big time mogul or nothing like that, but I've been independent for pretty much my whole career, and I've figured out ways through trial and error to to have longevity and to have success in my field. So the key is getting to those different steps, advancing to those different steps, and learning from whatever mistakes that you're gonna make. Notice I didn't say mistakes you might make, I'm saying mistakes that you're gonna make, and turning those mistakes into successes. So let's get into it. One of the most unpopular things that, in my opinion, is a necessity when it comes to establishing yourself in business, other than just the initial push to promote your company, to give your company the exposure to let people know that you coming. That's usually the first step. Hey man, we got our name, we know what we selling, we know what our product is, our brand is, whatever. And now we are in the process of creating exposure, whether it be through commercials on radio, on TV, whether it be through billboards around the city, through flyers, through posters, whatever you got, that's usually the first step. But sometimes it goes in reverse order, because sometimes people make the first step the product itself. Like if you are somebody who uh, you're selling cookies, usually the product takes off before the idea to make that into a business even takes off. And what I mean is that you making these cookies, man, and you just was making them, and then all of a sudden people started to say, "Hey, man, your cookie's pretty good, man. You might have you ever thought about selling these?" And then you'll go, "Oh, no, not really. I never really thought about selling my cookies. Man, I'm telling you, man, if you sold these cookies, man, people would buy them. I know I would." So that plants the seed in your head to make you say, "Okay, you know what? Maybe I could." So in that particular case, that is an instant where the product has jumped ahead of the actual idea, and then the product leads you into the idea. Now, the part that I was saying about a part that I feel like may be unpopular to a lot of people that's getting ready to try to establish themselves and start up a business, is gonna be unpopular simply because the first thing we think about in business is making money. It's like, man, man, I'm in this thing to make some money, man. Make some money, make some money. So what I'm gonna say might sound counterproductive to that, but it's a necessity. Sometimes early on in the game, you have to give away your product. You have to give it away, because if you are, and what I'll do, I'll use the music business as an example, meaning that in my field, in the music business, if I am a new artist, I'm just getting started. I'm trying to get my name out there. I'm trying to get people to know who I am. but I've pressed up some CDs. I have some music on a USB drive. Whatever the case is, I have to give that away. I have to give that away sometimes just to let people know that, hey man, I'm out here. So you may give away some of your music because don't nobody know you. So you around here a no name or unknown and telling me, hey man, my CD cost $10. You gotta pay for my stuff. Okay, it's people out there that would support you. Just I'm gonna look out for the young fella. But for the most part, people are not gonna spend their money on something that they are totally unfamiliar with. I never even heard your music before. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. So you have to be in the mind frame to say, excuse me, sir, excuse me, ma'am, excuse me, bro, sis. I'm a new artist. I just dropped my first project. I want to give you a copy of it for free. And make sure you mention the word free. Make sure you know, let them know that you are giving them a gift for free. And follow that up with, and if you like it, I would really appreciate your support in the future. Or if you like it, I would really appreciate if you would go to iTunes, go to this particular site, or contact me at this particular number and purchase one for a friend. But you are reeling them in by giving them something free from the start. That helps. That helps you because now people are more open to deal with you compared to some unknown just walking up to them talking about, give me $10, even give me $5. Again, there are people who will, but what you're trying to do now is get your feet planted. You're trying to get established in that moment to where now you create a buzz for yourself. And people do that with other products. I use music because that's what I do. But of course, just like I said with the cookies, just like I said with the lemonade or whatever it is, that product that you have, the shirts, you have your clothing line out, and you may just you may give away a couple of hundred shirts. And I know what you're thinking. Hey man, that's money, man. I could have made a bunch of bread off them shirts, man. I can't give away all them shirts, man. But sometimes that's what you have to do. Because if you got a dope slogan on that shirt, you got a cool logo, you have quality material. I know me personally. I'm a t-shirt connoisseur. That's basically all I wear is t-shirts. And people give me shirts all the time. And when you give me a shirt, as long as the shirt doesn't have anything on it that is, vulgar or against anything that I stand for, a phrase that might be against something that I stand on, I'm gonna wear that shirt. Plain and simple. And I will be a walking billboard for you for however long that shirt lasts. Because that's one of the key ways to get people in. You give them hats and shirts and things of that nature and other little items. So you have to be willing to give away the product early on, even if it puts you in a situation in terms of your overhead. And your overhead is just basically what you are spending in order to, for your to generate product, and to run your business basically. That's your overhead. But there's an old saying that came out of the hood, and that saying is scared money don't make money. And the more smooth version of that is it take money to make money. It takes money to make money. So if you are scared to spend, if you are scared to invest in your company, then you don't really have a good chance of being successful simply because you are demonstrating a thought process that tells me and everybody else that you don't even believe in you. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, then it's no way that I can invest in you either. I can't believe in you either. It's like, man, you don't want to spend a couple $100 on some units. You don't want to spend a couple, So, and I know money is tight. I understand that, but these are basic principles of just starting off on a small business scale. I'm not talking to people who already have big budgets. We already have $250,000 to start our business with. Nah, I ain't talking about y'all. This may not be a conversation for you, or maybe something that I say down the line might apply to you. This ain't for you. This is for people who just starting off. Another thing that is real important is building relationships. You have to build relationships. You have to get to know people that are um, not necessarily in the field that you're in, but they can assist you in the field that you're in. You may meet people that are in your field that you can build relationships with, but typically those kind of situations uh, are more competitive. So you may not get the the help or the game from somebody who's basically doing the same thing that you're doing. But you never know. There's some people who are comfortable and secure and set to where they don't mind helping a brother out, helping a sister out. But you also want to build relationships with people who can become components, who can become puzzle pieces to assist you in what you are doing. If you're running some kind of company, you trying to open up a plumbing, or better yet, you're in real estate. I use that as an example. You want to be cool with plumbers. You want to be cool with people who do roofing. You want to establish relationships with people who do tile, sheetrock. You want to have what they call a man for everything. It's like you say, oh man, hold on, no, wait a minute, don't call this expensive company, man. I got a roof man. I got a floor man. You always have somebody that you can call that can handle that particular job, and y'all have a relationship to where the price is not gonna be something that just knocks your head off when they charge you that, because a lot of these other companies, these commercial companies and things of that nature, they commercial, they established, they gonna knock a hole in your pocket. So it's good to build and establish relationships with people that can help you out, and that's in any field. You know, if you are an aspiring artist, musician, you want to establish relationships with producers, people that can help you with music. Maybe at times where you're not able to actually pay for a beat. You want to establish relationships with people who do engineering, people who have studios, and that's not to always say that they're gonna do it for free, because one thing we got to understand in business is that we should not run around trying to expect and look for people to do things for us and do everything for us for free. We should be willing to pay. But you also want to try to cut costs as much as you can. So if there is a service that you can provide to them, then when the time comes, when they need your service, then you need to jump to provide them the service because they did the same for you. Building relationships is about being honest with people, being real with people, letting people know exactly where you stand in terms of uh, whatever it is, not being shady, not messing over people, not overcharging people, not snaking and playing around with people because you're trying to get to where you're trying to get to, but you're getting over on people to do it. That type of reputation in people, it spreads fast. In whatever field it is, your name will start to circulate in a negative way. Your name will start to circulate in a way that will make people push away from you anytime your name comes up. They, well, what about such and such? Nah, don't deal with him. So that segues me into the next phase of it is customer service. Customer service and doing good business, being about your word, because when people patronize your business, number one, they want to be treated right. They want to be treated special, because in fact they are special. As a customer, your customers are special, because whatever field that you are in, best believe there are many other options for them to choose from, of people who do the same thing that you do. So there are other places, many other places, where they could have placed that money, but they chose to spend it with you. They chose to put that money in your hands. So in turn, you have to make sure that you reward them by providing them good customer service. Now, is it always going to be perfect? No. You're going to make some mistakes. There's going to be some mix-ups. It happens to me. You know, people are going to complain. People are going to have things. That's the nature. That's the part of the game. That's part of business. It doesn't matter if you are a billion-dollar corporation. There are going to be times where things don't go right and the customer's going to have an issue with it. But even in those situations, you have to do your best to rectify the situation. You can't be that person who just goes off on the people, and uh, even when you in the wrong, man, just hold up, man, just hold. You know, people start talking to the customers any kind of way, and and don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those people who believe in this term, the customer is always right. I don't believe in that, because the customer is not always right. But regardless of what's going on, you have to seek, and we have to seek the best possible solution to fix the problem. Because at the end of the day, it ain't about flexing, it's about correction. See, I'm a poet and didn't even know it. It's about fixing the problem. So if the complaint comes through, you address the complaint respectfully. You reassure the customer that we're going to fix this problem. I'm sorry that you're going through. You know how it is when you call and complain. First thing they say, oh, sir, well, I'm sorry that you're dealing with that. We'll get that fixed. And you going off. You clicking. You talk, hey, man, these people. Oh, I apologize, sir. They keep that composure, and that is it's a training tactic that is used and is taught to disarm you and calm you down, and to reassure you that the problem is gonna get fixed. But when you do that, you got to make sure you fix the problem. You got to fix the problem. We've all been down that road. We've been on both sides. I've been on both sides of it. So you got to fix the problem. So your customer service is very important, whether you have an online company or whether you have a established storefront that people actually walk in and spend money with you. You have to greet the people. You have to show the appreciation for the people. You have to be willing to provide perks for the people. See, this is something that we see going on in the black neighborhood a lot, where a lot of these people will come into our community and literally become wealthy, literally build generational wealth in the black community, off of the black community, and never put nothing back in it, all the while treating these black customers like trash, right? So, where was I at? I was at this spot in the hood, and we had an event. We had an event coming up where we were gonna be giving away some things to the homeless, and I went into this store in the hood. It was not black owned, and I probably purchased about $200 and something worth of stuff. And when I purchased all of that stuff, the lady, she said, "Hey, I'm gonna knock off about $30 off of this simply because you purchased so much stuff. So she discounted my price pretty heavy. And I appreciated that. I didn't expect it, but I appreciated it because that's exactly what she should have done. Because when you factor in a lot of products that are in stores like that, they don't spend a lot. They get those products in bulk and in wholesale, and they don't spend a lot to get those products in, but they in turn sell them for larger profits, which that's business. That's business. That's like somebody buying a case of water for $3 and then they sell each bottle of water for $1. And it's 24 bottles in a case. So you made $24 off of something that you only paid $3 for. That's business. Once you break it down. So that's what the store did. But she blessed my game by saying, okay, you know what? I appreciate the fact that you spent this much money with us, so I'm gonna chop some of that down. Now, on the flip side, I went to another store one time, and it was not black owned, and I was purchasing some clothes, and when I purchased the clothes, I was in my hustle mode that day, and I just asked the guy because I realized how much money I was spending, and I asked the guy. I was like, "Hey man, uh,